Welcome to the Met Office 10-day trend, 10 days that takes us to the equinox. But while the days are still longer than the nights, they should be filled with plenty of fine, bright weather. Yes, quite a bit of September sunshine on offer for much of the UK. As always, there'll be one or two exceptions. There's still enough power in the sun to produce some warm conditions by day, but the nights are now long enough for things to cool off. So the nights and the mornings could be a little bit on the chilly side. Now, for fine sunny weather, we need high pressure to be building in across the country, and it is on the way, but not for the next couple of days. We've still got weather fronts and low pressure dominating at the moment, and this one in particular will introduce cloud and rain into the northwest, but it's also bringing up some warmer air from the south. So on Thursday, with some sunshine across the east, temperatures could get into the mid-20s. As this weather front swings in, it will reintroduce cooler air to the northwest, as well as bringing some cloud and rain. So quite a temperature contrast across the country on Thursday. But that weather front does clear away, and here comes the high pressure moving in on Friday and sticking around through Saturday and Sunday. Just going to pause it there though, because it's not dominating everywhere. Notice there's low pressure to the far north and lots of isobars on the chart across Scotland. Could get pretty gusty on Sunday, some strong winds particularly in the east, and this weather front sinking south will bring some rain across northern Scotland on Saturday and perhaps push further south on Sunday. I say perhaps because there is quite a bit of uncertainty about the position of this weather front tied into this area of low pressure, and that comes from the jet stream. That low is being driven by the jet stream, but a subtle shift in the jet could push that low and its weather fronts further north, or it could just be a little bit further south. So that is one question mark for the weekend. For the vast majority though, with high pressure dominating, the weekend looks dry, plenty of warm sunshine by day. The mornings a little bit cool and a little bit misty, but it is likely to get quite gusty across Scotland, and there is the chance of some rain around. So that's the weekend. What about next week? High pressure is set to remain in charge. As it builds in, behind one cold front, temperatures drop a little on Friday, but that building high will see building temperatures. By the time we get to Sunday, well, we could have values across the south back up into the mid-20s. Again, depending on the position of that cold front, the colder air could be in place across northern Scotland, and temperatures again here could struggle to get into the teens. But this high is sticking around. So is this weather front, and that's one of the big question marks into the early part of next week. The position of this weather front. Will it be a bit further south? Will it be a little bit further north? As I say, there's a bit of uncertainty about that. It doesn't make a massive difference to the weather because the high pressure is building in. It's kind of stringing out the weather front. So there won't be a lot of rain on it. It'll just be probably a weak band of clouds. But the position of it, as I said, is important because it marks the boundary between the very warm air across the south and the cooler air further north. So a bit of a question mark about where we'll see the highest temperatures through the early part of next week and just how high the temperatures could get across the south. After that, well, the high pressure really does look like taking charge, as this next graphic shows. This is the projections through the future, along the dates along the top there, of what is the more likely weather scenario across the UK. Blue would mean low pressure, red means high pressure or anticyclonic conditions. And as you can see, this graph is pretty red. A strong signal from the computer models that high pressure will continue to dominate throughout next week. And high pressure means dry and fine weather. It can, at this time of year, lead to some foggy mornings, of course. And the position of the high, well, that will be crucial in the fine detail day by day across the country. If the high pressure is sitting pretty much slap bang across the heart of the country, well, it may at times allow some weather fronts to bring cloud and rain to the northwest, while most of the UK sees plenty of sunshine. But in the centre of the high, that's where the winds are lightest, and that's where we're most likely to see some morning mist and fog. If the high pressure is situated a little further west, that could allow weather fronts, showery rain to come down across the northeast and perhaps some cooler air to come in here too. And with the high pressure shifted further west, it means western areas are more likely to start with mist and fog. But if the high is a little bit further north, most places will be dry and fine with some sunshine, and that could also allow us to tap into some warm air from the near continent. So as I said, just subtle positional shifts in that high. the devil will be in the detail as we go through next week. But it does look like high pressure will bring many places fine and dry weather for much of the next 10 days. Thanks for watching. Keep up to date with the very latest details day on day by following the Met Office on social media.